Well, hello, hello. Another Tuesday night steal is done. I'm excited. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth this week, give you a little bit more detail about how the event went, how I prepared for it, just a little bit more about how things go. Before I do that, I got a couple questions about my rifle and what I'm shooting. So I've got it here. You can see it's been cleared. I've got the flag in it still. This is my JP5. It's a 9 millimeter PCC. Um, it's made by a company called JP. You can look them up at JP Rifles. The JP5 is a fantastic rifle for PCC. A shout out to my buddy Jonathan DeVries over at Coated Arms. They're in Tempe, Arizona. They did the Cerakote on this for me. He did kind of a really cool, like torn through uh, look on the flag there. Totally custom for me. I wanted something that was really cool looking, but I didn't want solid red, white, and blue. I just wanted the flag. So anyway, JD came up with this for me, and man, I couldn't be happier. But advantages of this rifle, I'm really just learning it. And getting used to it. I had never shot PCC until I think it was January. It was the first time I'd really fired a PCC. And man, I really love it. It's a lot of fun to shoot. This particular rifle it's got a similar action to the MP5, so it's a delayed blowback. It's got a some pieces in it that delay there, and then it's got a real specialized spring setup that you can change the weights and everything on it, and kind of get that recoil where it's nothing. So you can really, and you guys can see the dot when I'm shooting. This dot stays pretty flat, and makes it a really smooth, fun gun to shoot. Um, I have the Holosun 510C for my primary optic. I have a little offset there because there's a couple times when you're leaning around a barrier, especially if I have to lean to my left, getting that rifle to twist a little bit makes that lean a whole lot easier. So I've only had to do that a couple times since I had the optic, but something that comes up in competition quite a bit. So anyway, that's the rifle. That's what I'm shooting, and highly recommend it. I started out my PCC journey with a SIG MPX, which is another fantastic rifle. The opportunity to grab this one came along, and I couldn't pass it up. So I moved off the MPX probably earlier than I expected to, for sure. But it's my backup rifle right now, and this is my primary. So anyway, fantastic rifle for what I'm doing. All right. Now with that, so we're here out of the way here. Okay. With that, what I'm going to do tonight, I want to show you a couple things that I did I'm going to show you one little clip of me preparing so you get an idea of kind of what that looks like. They send out the sheets on what each of the stages is going to be, like the stage instructions and kind of a map of what the stage looks like. They send that out the night before, so I had an idea what was coming. And on the very first stage that I shot tonight, you'll see it because the camera will lose the ability to when it's the POV camera, you won't be able to see what I did. But at one point, there's a stage that has two strings. So you shoot one string, you stop, you reload, and then they start the timer again. You shoot your second string, and then they add those two times together for that stage. Really quick. Each string is really quick. I think it was like right at 8 seconds per. So really really fast. But on the second iteration of that, you shot exactly the same targets. But what you had to do in the first string, you had to do a mandatory reload, continue to shoot. The second one, you had to do a reload and go to weak side shoulder. I had never practiced reloading and going weak side kind of in the same moment. So the first thing I'm going to show you here is a clip of me practicing that and just running and dry fire here in the office. Um, and then I'll show you the stage plan, and then we'll go on. I've got both sets of video this week, so I have the third person point of view where you'll see what I'm doing, and then we'll switch to the POV so you can kind of get that first person perspective. So we'll start there. Here is the video of me just practicing and getting things going in the office. You can see I got my belt on over my shirt here, but here we go. Pretty smooth. It doesn't go quite that smooth, but There it is. So this is the stage plan. Stage plan lays out. You can see there are 4 square targets. You have to hit each one of those twice, mandatory reload, and then hit 3 of the circles. Then the next string starts. Hit the the 4 targets twice, mandatory reload, switch to weak side shoulder, and finish off the 3 plates on that and in the middle there. So that's the stage. That's how it goes. Let's look at how it went for me. Here we go.
I told the guy, I go, man, well, no, I know. I'm wearing your shit, but my feet. Now I got some other ones too that don't bother me either. But I go.
Fumbled a little bit on my reload. There we go.
Any issue with the laces breaking or anything?
No, not yet.
They had a match.
It'd be good.
A while back, I don't know how long with that.
Yeah, that had a mouth.
One of the
that would've been
eyelets or
great.
something wasn't done correct.
I carry an extra pair of shoes. The Crispies are in my car.
Yeah.
I watched the PCC
Well,
guys
if they ever
on
break,
JP
call
channel,
customer service.
and the reloads are like sub 1 second.
Give me a heads up, and I'll get you some.
A little smoother on my reload there. Switching to weak side. Ended up so those 2 times were virtually identical.
Very good, Danny. Nice job.
Here's first person.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Alright, prepare for your next string. 848.
Okay, setting up for the second string.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Alright, you're finished. Unload and show clear. Hammer down, flag.
Very good, Danny.
Thank you, my friend.
Safety, range is clear.
Thank you.
44 total.
Okay, here's the stage plan for the next stage. On this one, you have to start in the furthest box back. It's box A. 2 hits on the center target there that's labeled T2, and then 1 hit on P1 and P4. So the 2 outside circles and the middle target. Then I move up to B, and I shoot the left side. So it's 1 hit on each of the circles and 2 hits on T1, T2. I move to C box, and it's 2 hits on T2 and T3 and 1 hit on P3 and P4. Around the barrels up to D and 1 hit on each of the targets that's there. And here we go.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Your mother's got that.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by.
Okay, so not a terrible stage there.
Range is clear. 1481.
Thank you. What was yours, Timo?
I think mine was
Okay, this is the third stage that I ran. It's stage 4 of the day, but my third stage. On this one, from each box, you have to hit the 2 squares with 2 hits each, and then you have to, in order, knock down these poppers. Now, you're going to see when I move into box, I think it's out of box B, I have a miss on T2, and I was already transitioning halfway to P1, P2 when it registered, and so I have to have a hesitation. I have to go back. I have to hit T2 because if I don't hit that, I'm going to take a 5-second penalty. So I hit that second time on T2 and then go back through it, and I was a little bit off. What I want you to kind of look at on this is my footwork. As I'm moving from box to box, watch the stutter steps I'm making, where I'm just wasting energy and wasting time because my feet aren't going with my brain. It's something that I really have to work on, but you'll see it in this if you're watching for it in that third person. You'll really see that my feet, I take a step back before I move forward. Like I'm just, yeah. Well, anyway, watch my footwork, and then we'll look at because I knew that, and then in the last stage I'll show you what I did to correct it. All right, here we go.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. No.
I was on that first box. See my feet?
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Unload. Clear. Leg.
I got you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Range is clear.
Okay,
1653.
on to basically the final stage here. It's stage one, but it's my final stage of the day. And let me walk through the stage plan. So you start in A, and then I move B, C, D. I looked at going around the horn, but you'll see the way that you have to finish in D. It just made sense for that to be the last box in my brain. That's what it was comfortable with, so that's what I did. And it ended up being what most other shooters did as well. You start in A, you have to hit all three squares twice. Then between A and B, you have to be out of A, and before you enter B, you have to knock down two of the falling targets, the poppers. Step into B, three squares twice each. Out of B into the next box, have to hit two more poppers. In C, hit the three squares twice. Out of C into D, two of the poppers. And then from D, you have to hit the three squares and the two remaining poppers. So and that was required. You can see there on D, that's required. So in my brain, as I wanted to go naturally, it felt like it would be a little faster to go A, B, D, C. That just felt right to me. But the problem was when I was looking at targets and I was making my stage plan and walking through it, I was afraid I was going to hesitate and cause myself a mental problem by having to shoot poppers from D. But because it was the place I finished, it was natural to shoot what was standing in front of me. So I chose to do this. It's what most other shooters did too. And this ended up being a pretty smooth stage for me. I don't know if it was my best stage of the night, but it ended up being a pretty smooth stage. So here we go. Again, sorry, watch my footwork here. I knew I had messed up my footwork before, so in my practice for this stage, I really worked on when I was going to take my steps, what foot I was going to move, and I thought about it. So you'll see my footwork's a lot better here. Here we go.
Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Shooter, are you ready? Stand by. Finished. Unload, show, clear, clear. Hammer down or whatever, flag and stuff. What's that? Range is clear. 1791.
Okay, so overall, pretty fantastic night. You can see here I finished 12th overall. That takes into account all shooters, no matter what gun they're shooting or what classification they are. I was number 12 out of, I think there were 198 shooters tonight. So decent showing. And then when it came to just PCC, so that's just the people shooting a 9mm rifle, I was 6th. which is not bad. I don't know who the guy is just ahead of me there that got number 5, but he's a Class B. He is coming up fast. He's got it for me, so I look forward to having some competition with that guy. The guy that's number 2 there, his name's Timo. I shoot with him almost every week. He's absolutely fantastic shooter, and I want to be like Timo when I grow up. And then when you look at the one that really matters to me for the night is in classification. So I'm a Class A PCC shooter, and once on the local match, just Tuesday night steel. Once you win your classification like this 3 times, you move up to the next. So this is, I went and checked, this is my second win in Class A. So if I can secure another win next week, I'll move up to Master, which has been my goal. I set that goal in January, and things have been going really well. So I'm excited to continue that journey, and from there we'll switch into 2-gun and start kind of broadening out and things a little bit. But I wanted to really kind of get a feel for competition and how this felt. So thank you for tuning in. I'm glad you're here, and I appreciate you following along. Hopefully, if you're looking at getting into competition shooting, this is giving you some kind of insights in what it feels like to be part of a match and kind of how those things flow. And I encourage you to jump in. It's an absolute blast. So we'll see you out there on the range.